Hello, welcome to the Tutors of Life podcast where we research life so you don't have to. Episode 235. This is your host, Shaun Tutor.
And this is Sam. And this is a tutor episode where we try to teach you something new.
I didn't realize it might be loud in here. Like we might be loud.
Yeah, I mean, you can hear us. We don't need to actually talk that loud in these mics.
Dope. All right.
Welcome from Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Scranton, Pennsylvania, in a Marriott Residence Inn.
Hell yeah.
Got our backdrop here. Looks like we're on a homemade casting couch.
Yeah, it does.
But we're not. We're on a podcast couch.
Yes.
All right, cool.
This is like way too big for just you and I.
This room?
No, like this
The
couch.
This whole room is huge.
Yeah, we have like a literal bedroom. It's nice.
It's sweet. Okay, so
What are we talking about today, Shaun?
we're gonna discuss a leaking boat.
A leaking boat, yes. Like a physical leaking boat or business leaking boat?
Business/life leaking boat.
If we wanted to talk about a physical leaking boat, we'd have to bring Corey Cottoney on here.
For sure. All right, cool. All right, what do you got to start us out, babe?
A leaking boat. Okay. So obviously business.
Sure.
And we're mainly talking about money. There's a lot of businesses that like we know of for sure that don't really break down their expenses a whole lot and try to fix where like money is slowly leaking out.
Yeah, I would actually say, so this does pertain to business drastically. I would say this almost pertains to everybody's life even more.
Even personal lives too. Yeah, Shaun and I.
More on the personal life side.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, because you got to think most businesses, they have profit and losses and they track expenses, and so you can at least see like
Most businesses.
Yeah.
Not all.
I did, yeah, most business. I
Okay.
said most businesses you can see at like a quarterly picture or like a yearly picture if you're making money, if you're in the green or the red.
Yes.
And actually, I think there's random terms like, sorry, I think there's terms like in the black and in the red and all sorts of whatever. You can see if you're making money or losing money.
Mm-hmm.
But in your personal life, you really don't see that.
No.
So the whole theory behind a leaking boat is like it's more important to patch the hole in the boat than it is to just bail water.
Yes.
Okay, and so the hole in the boat analogy is the hole is your waste or like what you're letting slip through the crack.
So like spending?
So spending, and then you have water coming in, right? And then your water's trying to capsize your boat,
Which would be bankruptcy?
which
Or-
would be which the more water that comes in that hole is expenses, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually you're bailing out, which is income. You're bailing water out, which is income. So the more water that comes in is expenses, and eventually your boat's going to capsize unless you can keep up with the bailing of the water or plug that hole.
Mm-hmm.
And so you got to think a lot of people and a lot of businesses. If you think about like the Dave Ramsey style of like being very aware, having everything paid off, being very aware of your debts and shit like that.
Yeah.
So if you think about that, your boat is stable with like no holes, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But you don't have a very big boat. Your boat's not very big, which means your income isn't that big, right?
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is the other theory is like you can get a really big boat, which is your income, but you're going to have some holes in it because you let waste go out.
Yeah.
Or you let, whether that's having a loan on something. So you've got a loan, so you're paying out interest and you're doing that stuff, which is like water coming into the boat.
Mm-hmm.
But you got a bigger boat.
Yeah.
And then you just got to bail out the water with more income you make.
Yeah. So what are some examples of some leaks that people may have?
All right, so the biggest thing, like if you think about business, if you think about business,
Wait, you were just talking about personal?
I'm sorry, I'll stick on personal. Let's just do personal.
We'll do personal for now, and then we'll go to
Everyone,
business.
everyone can relate to personal. Everyone can relate to personal. Um, it's like this. It's so you're in your boat and you haven't done a budget for a while, and you've got all those subscriptions that have added up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or like maybe you have, this is uncommon, but maybe you got like Spectrum, and you have like the TV package and you haven't been watching, but over the years they've ticked that thing up and now you're paying $150 a month on Spectrum when you started out at the $99.99 or whatever, right?
Yeah. So it's $50 a month, an extra a month that you're
Right.
spending on something you're not using.
Right. Yep. And then you've got, you think about your like streaming services. You got your Netflixes, your Hulus, your Paramounts, your HBOs, and all that shit, right?
It's just Max now. It's not HBO Max.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, you got
Anyways.
Max, Amazon, Amazon Prime, all that shit, right? So you got all that stuff, and with all of that, it's just water coming into the boat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so maybe you've got a couple car payments, maybe you got a big house, you got utilities. It's just all your expenses that add up that aren't like that you aren't tracking and accounting for and not paying attention to.
Yeah.
And then it's the caribou trips, it's the coffee trips. It's the
Fast
food, the gas, the fucking going out with the boy, going golfing.
Just oh yeah, golfing for sure. Drinking, Amazon purchases.
Cigars. Those cocksuckers are $8 a piece.
Yeah. You addict.
Oh my God. So what it is, guys, is it's like this. It's all that shit that adds up that you're not paying attention to, that you're not staying strict with, that's sinking your boat. It's capsizing your boat.
Mm-hmm.
When we could look at instead how to patch some of those holes, set up a budget, get rid of the shit that we're not using anymore, and then once we get rid of the shit we're not using anymore, staying consistent and watching if we have other leaks spring up to make sure to patch them right away. Because if you're watching your budget every month, you're going to be able to see if you're getting a little crack somewhere.
Yeah. One thing from my strategy series or whatever that I'm reading, he talks about how you need to make the things that are bad for you more difficult to do. So like Amazon especially, like get rid of your Prime membership. Okay, yes, like you still can access the Amazon, but now you're not going to have Prime delivery. So now you're going to have to wait maybe 5 to 7 days to get items. So I mean that is one thing that could help you spend less on there.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. Lock up your credit cards or put them in ice blocks.
That's so awesome.
Have you ever heard of that?
I've heard of that, putting them in ice blocks.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to have a lot of ice blocks.
Well, you just keep yours locked in the safe that
Yeah.
you don't really ever look at.
Nope.
But yeah, it's just those little things because you have to think, okay, let's say you get rid of Netflix, which is $15 a month. Shaun, what is 15? You don't have your phone on you. What's 15 times 12?
$180.
Okay, $180 a year that you can save. You can put that $180 onto a credit card then and slowly snowball that. And eventually maybe that credit card will be paid off. And then you can take what you were paying on there onto the next credit card. Like, even if it's only $15 a month that you're saving, you still can take that $15 and put it elsewhere. Or save it.
Absolutely. Or like...
And it's just doing that like over and over and over again. So like 1 month maybe you only get rid of Netflix. The next month maybe you get rid of Hulu. Like if you slowly snowball it, you can really get a good chunk of change.
Yeah. The big thing is with that, right, is it's fixing the habit.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you get a lump sum of money, say you sell your car, say you got a paid off $30,000 car, and you sell your car and you got $20,000 in debt. Boom, you pay off your $20,000 in debt. You buy a $10,000 car. You're nil. You're at zero. You're good to go. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Holes patched. Okay, sick. You patched your holes, but you did not build the habits to identify when you're getting a crack.
Correct.
And so now you're going to just spring another leak because you didn't develop the habits to look for your cracks when they were starting and forming. And so the big portion of this is not just filling in the holes, but also identifying when you have new ones starting.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to fix those habits pretty quickly. We were listening to Dave Ramsey on the road. Did you say that?
No, I fucking love that dude though.
Yeah. We like listening to like the phone calls especially. And this one woman, they were working on Dave Ramsey's plan, and her poor husband like kind of agreed to it but didn't really agree to it. And they like paid off his credit card, and then he racked up $2,000 in like a day.
Yeah.
And she was very upset because she's like, I worked so hard to get that paid off. So you do have to like think about too, like it's not just your habits. If you have a spouse, it's their habits as well.
Perfect. Now it's time. So that's pretty baseline level, like business or personal, right? Mm-hmm. Baseline personal. Let's roll into business real quick, right?
Yes.
If you're for your leaking boat wise, let's just use for example a service we offer. Okay, so let's say you're a service-based company and you're offering a service where you have a lot of waste.
Yeah.
Okay. And maybe your profit margin's only like 15% on that, right? Mm-hmm. But it's half your offering. So you're getting 15% profit margin on this, but it's half your offering. But it's taking away your time from marketing or doing your other offering that brings you a 35%. Okay? And so you think, so you're just staying in this like one realm, getting this 15% return. Mm-hmm. And that is inhibiting you. That's like stealing your time. So let's get off the money thing. That is taking your time to doing the other service, right?
Yep, right.
So when you look at it from a time perspective or like an allocation of resource perspective, you can look at it because you're not like reviewing your shit to go, oh wow, I should be focusing. Let's just say flooring compared to painting. Let's do flooring compared to painting. So flooring is profitable for us, painting isn't. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's just say your time is the water, right? Is the water coming in, your time and resources. And so if you're not like filling that hole and identifying like, oh shit, dude, like we are wasting our time on painting and not making money when we should be plugging that, getting rid of this paint, these painting jobs and focusing all on flooring.
Yeah.
And you can look at that, dude, like you just scale that idea for money, time, resources, employees, everything. Dude, if you look, you got an employee in the wrong position, right? You got an employee in the wrong position, and you're going through that employee is hurting culture.
Yeah.
They're not performing at their highest. You're always following up with them. All of those things are sinking your boat, bringing you down. You need to fix that problem, remove that person or put that person in a different role so you can patch that hole. Yes. and get the right person in that spot. So I mean, you take this same theory with everything. It's just easiest to explain with money because money's like liquid.
Yeah.
And shit. But like you take that with anything, time, resources, people, and you can implement the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like that. That's really good.
Cool. So the biggest thing though, right, with this whole topic is you have to first stop and look to see you're fucking bringing on water. Mm-hmm.
And honestly, the sooner the better. Like, if you start looking at your holes when you're a smaller company, it's going to be so much easier to control your holes and, like, know where your weak spots are as you get bigger, as the company gets bigger.
Right.
'Cause I know of a company that they never looked at their expenses.
Mm-mm.
And like now's not really a good time, like in the economy in general. And like they've never looked at it, don't even like realize that it could be a problem. And I know of people that are just like, oh yeah, we spend money on stupid things all the time, but nobody has ever caught it or thought to think about it.
Right. It's sinking and no one's paid attention.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to identify the problems. Once you identify the problems, you have to find a solution,
Mm-hmm.
or at least come up with an option for a solution. Then you need to implement, right? And then review.
Yeah.
And in review, did what you do work? Okay, perfect. What you did worked. Now continue those habits to make sure we don't get new holes. Or if we do get new holes, we can patch them real quick.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to fucking out bail water when you got a fucking gaping hole in your boat. It's going to go down. It might not go down for a year, might not go down for 5 years, but it's going down.
Yeah. And if you have 20 holes, 20 small holes, still going down.
Still going down. So another way to look at it is fucking obese people that can't control their eating.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't do things, they've got a bunch of little holes in there. The number one hole, they don't walk 5,000 steps a day. Second hole, they sit at a computer all day long. Third hole,
they eat fast food for every meal.
Fast food for every meal. Fourth hole, they're not going to the fucking gym. Fifth hole, they got little Debbie's at the house. Sixth hole, Saturday and Sunday, they spend at the bar. You got all those things. And if they don't start identifying them, before you know it, they're obese. They're fucking got diabetes. And they're fucking losers.
Having heart attacks.
Dying young.
Mm-hmm.
It's identifying those holes and patching them. Whenever you got issues, fix your fucking issues.
And we're not saying that you have to do it all at once either. Like, obviously, it's going to take some time. So if you need to do it one at a time, that's fine.
Right.
Having 6 leaks is better than 7 leaks.
Oh, dude, actually, no, that's the thing. You address one leak at a time. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, sometimes they combine.
You can. Yeah, you can. It does. But, yeah, like if you can patch them all at once. You're right. You're absolutely right.
I mean, if you're thinking about it like walking and exercising at the gym, like you can kind of tackle both of those.
Right. Well, I mean, you could clean up your diet so fast and change. And you could quit. You could just fully stop offering fucking painting. Just drop painting off and only offer flooring.
Right.
There's a lot of shit. You're absolutely right. You can fix those holes fast. But then you just got to stick with the habits. So what else you got on that?
I don't know. I think you covered really everything. You were going good.
There we go. All right, guys. That is identifying the leaks in your boat and fixing them.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one.
See ya.
Peace.